I stole cash from my part-time job when I was at university. During university I worked for a national restaurant chain. I found an easy way to steal cash without being detected. I never kept track of how much, but I would guess I stole over £1,000, which I used mainly to buy food. I became obsessed and terrified with what I was doing. It was completely uncharacteristic and no one would have ever suspected me, but I was secretly desperate for the money to get me through my studies. I would have otherwise had to drop out. I also made sure that I only ever took cash when another member of staff that I hated was working, so if they detected a pattern I could throw someone else under the bus if needed. I'm still shocked I did this evil shit. I'm not sure anyone ever noticed anything going missing, but I was never caught. I was ashamed at the time and I still am, but I also look back as if it is a different person doing what they needed to do to get through a difficult patch. I am now a married father of 2 and I spend my working life upholding the rights of vulnerable people, a job I couldn't do if I had not got myself through school. I feel like I create a lot of good in the world now, but I still get hung up on this when I think about my capabilities as a father. I've never stolen before or since. I stole my uncle's watch and sold it to buy some adult magazines. I don't know what came over me. Yesterday I saw my uncle's watch and it was pretty nice, so I stole it and sold it. Immediately I went to the local store and bought some adult magazines. It was stupid, I know, but I promised myself that I will buy him a better one once I get my salary. I stole from my mum multiple times, and I can't bring myself to confront her with the truth. Generally, I'm a pretty good and loyal child. Good grades, good behavior, loving. Partially because of this perfect image, I hate asking my mum for money. Partially, it's also because when I ask my mum for money, it gets very complicated and there are implicit cues from her being annoyed, even though she says I can ask for anything as long as she thinks it's reasonable. I help my mom's business, but she doesn't like me getting a job. These are not justification, just explanations. When my mum goes to sleep, I sometimes steal from her so I don't have to face the wild process. I feel so guilty every time, but for some reason I do it anyways. One day, she found out. When she found out, I apologized and we had a long conversation about why I do what I do. However, before we had that conversation, I already took a bit more money. I didn't think she's noticed, so I just kept it, and told myself I won't do it again. When she found out she lost the other money, she immediately thought it was me. I could not bring myself to confess, but returned the money because I felt so tired of guilt and hating myself. When she was looking through my stuff, I sneaked the money in her bag. She still was suspicious about it. Since the money was placed in a weird place, I had limited time. I know what I did was shitty, but I don't know how to forgive myself and compensate her. I basically stole money from my friend, then lied to him about it. Okay, so one time I had one of my friends come up to me to see if a gift card he had was still valid. It was a $250 Apple gift card, and he said it didn't work on his phone, so I scan it, with no intention of using the money, and the thing gets accepted. I almost told him it works, when my phone said it had already added the amount to my account. I lied to him saying it probably expired already, cause I didn't want to embarrass myself. I feel like the scum of the earth. After 2 weeks I called him to tell the truth, but he wasn't, still disappointed, saying that I had to tell him the truth that day and just move on. I stole gum from Smith's every day, then I'd sell them at school. In 6th grade one would walk to school, and on my way there was a Smith's. Every morning I'd go in and act all nice and sweet with all the workers and get a soda and a bagel, but what they didn't know is every day I was shoving those bundle packs of 5 gum down my pants in my waistline. Managed to get about 10 to 20 packs of gum every day, then I'd sell them to kids at school for $1 a pack. Made pretty good money for a 6th grader. I stole money from my mother for cigarettes and she will never know. I've been smoking for 2 years, but I always used my allowance on those cigarettes. In quarantine I stopped getting that allowance, but I'm a chain smoker and I suffer from anxiety, and even though I understand that it's an unhealthy coping mechanism, this time in isolation has been very hard for me. I've stolen around $30 but have stopped doing that now since I got a job. I stole money from people backpacks in the locker room, while in high school. The worst part is that some were my friends. I don't even know how I feel about this or why I'm bringing it up now, but I guess I need to tell someone. In high school I used to steal money from people in the locker room. I went to a fairly rich school, so kids would have multiple bills inside their backpacks or wallets. I on the other hand didn't carry cash around like that and couldn't stand everyone around me being able to buy food at lunch or from the vending machines. So what did I do? I decided to steal money from people when they left their backpacks in the locker room. The worst part, some of them were my friends. I'm pretty sure over that year I stole about $400. I don't know why I did it. I feel extremely bad because I was a friend to these people, yet I was going behind their backs and stealing their money.